Podcast. I'm your host, Louis Beans, and I'm here with Merc with the mic.
What is going on?
Chilling, Merc. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. We just recorded a couple podcasts yesterday. We did our Game of Rage podcast, and usually when I do the Game of Rage, I usually come up with this some of the topics. I kind of just want to get your take on it. So one of the systems we went through was the N64. What are your
Okay.
top five N64 games?
Uh, Ocarina of Time is number one. No Mercy is number two. Perfect Dark is number three. Uh, mm, Cruising, Cruising USA is number four, and Battle Tanks is number five.
Nice. I like that list. My
Yeah.
number one was No Mercy.
Okay.
My number two
Hey,
was
you know what? You know what? You know what? Let me be fair, because I just thought about Mario Kart, and Mario Kart needs to be on that in that top
yeah.
five. So I'm gonna switch it up and put Battle Tanks as four. No, I'm gonna take out Cruising, make that a special little notation, and I'm gonna put in Mario Kart at number four because I
Yeah.
really want Battle Tanks to be on my
Yeah,
top five.
I fucked up my
But
top five. I didn't do it clearly, and I left out Mario Kart, and I was really mad that I left out Mario Kart
yeah.
because Mario Kart, there was fights in my house for Mario
That
Kart.
was that my cousins introduced me to that one for a long time. That was my favorite Mario Kart.
Yeah. Um. So I think mine was No Mercy, Virtual Pro Wrestling 2.
Hmm.
They should count as the same because they're the Japanese version, but they're two different games, and those were two. I spent probably the most time on N64 on those two games. Um, Mario 64, Mario Kart, and I'll say Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. I see. I never got into Mario 64. Like I had it for a
Yeah.
little bit at one point, but it wasn't this. And that was only because I think I borrowed somebody else's copy. I never owned it.
Oh, okay.
And so the first game I owned of my own for 64 was Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, that makes
Like that's
sense.
when I got it too. I didn't get it like when it first came out.
Yes. So that was our Game of Rage question. Our topic was N64. So we usually go to a system, we go to a game that paves the way, and then we go into our challenge and things like that. And yeah, stay tuned for that show. It should be
Oh,
airing sometime
are
next
you
month.
gonna have a ranking for system though? After you,
Probably down the road.
yeah, okay.
Yes. That's gonna be a hard one though. That is a hard
I was
one.
just thinking about that. Yeah, man.
But yeah, like especially if you really think about how many games that you've played on it and just what I think it's more about the memory and what they made you feel than what it is.
I
Especially when
think,
you talk about like the retro stuff.
yeah, I think by sheer volume, PlayStation 2 is gonna be my default number one.
Yeah.
'Cause if I look at the how many games I have that I played that I actually still like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just too many.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard. I think it might have to be PS2 as well. There's a close chance Dreamcast is in the top five.
Yeah,
NES is a big part of
I
my
got
child.
mine late. I can let it die.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like Mario 3 a whole lot,
Yeah.
but I can let that system die.
Like I
You
could
know,
play it on
I
Super
had a Super
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
It's funny to say those are the two systems I never physically owned a Super Nintendo. I
Yeah.
have an emulator or had one a long time ago. It was an infamous one. For
Yeah.
some reason, the picture looked like a pair of testicles. Um, but I've never actually owned a Super Nintendo.
Okay.
I did own. Did I tell you the story of why I owned a Genesis? It was because I bought a Nintendo when I could have got a Genesis, and I got a Genesis when I could have got a Super.
Yeah.
So that's what ended up happening. Huh?
Oh man. But yeah, we go into our Game of Rage podcast. It'll be some. I'll be up sometime this month. We did our challenges. My challenge was Comic Zone. His challenge was
Ren
Darkwing
and Stimpy.
Darkwing Duck.
Okay. Somebody's got to try that. Anybody play Ren and Stimpy for Genesis? It's
Uh,
not good.
not good.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny, but it's not great.
Yeah. That's crazy. I played Ren and Stimpy. I think I did. I did play Ren and Stimpy.
It had so many like little nods to the show, but it's not.
Yeah.
There's a specific level when you're in the zoo.
Yeah.
Oh, the part with the water and the hippos. I hate that shit.
Yeah. Like I'm not playing that.
You gotta make sure to tell me about Comic Zone when you play it though, because I told you my opinion on it.
Yeah.
Like with the nostalgia glasses off, it's not that fun.
Yeah.
It looks amazing, and it's got good music, but it's a little janky.
Yeah, I think I have to see. I have the Sega version. I have it on the classics, the Sega Classic collection on the PS4. So I have it on there. I'm trying to get a hand on the original copy, but I'm not paying a lot of money for it. But I've seen loose ones for under $20. So I was like, all right, I could probably get a loose one. But like,
yeah.
straight like sealed, that shit goes for like $3-4.
Oh man, I wish I still had mine.
Like, damn it! Like, who knew? Yeah, so that would be that was my challenge. I like to play games that I haven't played in a while too, that I haven't like tried to finish and shit like that. Because I think the other game he gave me was Doom, the original Doom, and I forgot the other one. But anyway, yeah.
I've never played Doom either. For more than like 1 or 2 levels, never.
I finished Doom when I was young. I finished Doom. Not so. Well, it came with the Doom Eternal. It gave me a free copy of the original Doom.
Yeah.
So I actually went through it and played it, and I got the free trophies off of it. So yeah, I was like, I did that already. So like I did it recently too. So I was like, yeah, it's not that long ago.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Why you wouldn't want to do that? You're right.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I stumped him with Spider-Man versus the X-Men. I knew for a fact he would. I told him straight out, like I picked that game knowing for a fact he was not gonna finish it.
Oh man. Yeah, you gotta be a special type of person to finish that game.
Yeah, he even said it. Like he said, I needed 10 hours to like be on this game only for 10 hours straight. And not fuck around, and that was his thing. Like I feel like I needed time to just sit there and play it, and like learn the patterns and things like that. But like to go in and off the game, it didn't do him well. So he's had to stay there and play. So that's what he thinks he had to do. But yeah, I knew he was not gonna finish it.
Good old. What was
LGN.
Yeah. It was them on it. It wasn't Acclaim, right? It was LJN.
It was LJN. Yeah.
Yeah. Good old LJN.
I think Acclaim as well. I think it was both of them. So you got 2 of the bad shit.
Somebody needs to pick Adamantium Rage. Go back. I remember back in the days. Okay, so this is I guess it has to be in the early 90s.
Yeah.
Toys R Us on 34th was still a thing. All right. So you remember they had the demo stations?
Yeah.
And I played that there after seeing it in so many comic book ads and being like, yo, there's a new Wolverine game. And I can't tell you. Well, actually, I can tell you because I can still remember the disappointment when I played that game back then.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is so not great. And I just remember saying that was the first time I ever had to make a judgment call based on like taste.
Yeah.
In games. Like, I just played this. I think this is bad. I can get a game today. Am I gonna get this bad game? No, I'm not gonna. I just felt bad. Like, damn, Wolverine. So
yeah, I didn't like that game. That was not that
LJN, Acclaim, calling you out.
Yeah. It was doo-doo.
Okay, did he give you any like indicators specifically about why he couldn't beat it? What was?
No, he got stuck on the storm level.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Is that game in order or can you pick?
I think you could. I don't remember, to be honest with you. I haven't played that in such a long time. I think you were able to pick once you pass Spider-Man's like first thing. I think you could pick the level.
Oh man, damn! Cause I want to know what his mindset was. Like, did he think you had to be Storm because like she was the first square or something?
No,
And was like,
I think that
oh
was the one that
no.
he felt like it was not as hard, so he was able to get past the first two like at ease. He just couldn't finish the boss.
And so like he didn't say he tried the Gambit one or the Wolverine one. I think is in there.
He's on the cast. He talks about it. Like I don't recall everything and exactly what he said. I know he played. I know he tried them all, but he said like the Storm one seemed like the easiest one to start off with.
I got you. Okay.
Well, the Spider-Man one, I think he finished first, and then he went to Storm. Yeah. But yeah, I honestly, I tell him straight out, like I gave you that game because I know for a fact you was gonna beat it. That was for Sonic Spinball.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's right. That's right.
Like that was my revenge for Sonic Spinball. Now that's out the system. I'll pick a decent game for you.
Okay.
So I gave him like we had a conversation about Disney Afternoon at work. So my games consisted of the Disney Afternoon. So I was like, you pick one. So I have DuckTales, I have Chip and Dale, and I have the Darkwing Duck. I have Tailspin as well, but I only did 3. So it was the 3 I just went: DuckTales, Chip and Dale, or Darkwing Duck. He chose Darkwing Duck.
Out of those 3, which would you prefer to play?
DuckTales.
DuckTales. Okay.
DuckTales. DuckTales was just a fantastic game. Chip and Dale was not bad either, but it's better if you play 2 players.
Yeah, you're right. I did manage to rent that when I was a kid. I do remember that game. I got to Fat Cat. I think I did beat it by myself, but it was more fun with two players.
Yes, I finished the game as well. It's a bit more accessible with 2 players. Yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, yeah. So Gamer Rage podcast, we'll have it sometime up the next couple of weeks. We have a lot of content for you guys. So for the more
I like the discussion on the when you were wrapping up for the because you were going on with the third movie, the third and final of the first ones.
Yeah.
Of Star Wars for the non-Trekkie. So you were like, you were trying to tell him how you felt about what, and he was like, no, it's not that bad. He's like, listen, I didn't like this movie. So like I was like, oh man, that was a good discussion with that one.
Yeah. I'm glad you're enjoying the conversations. Like it's funny to me because I like, as in going through the not a Trekkie, I will say I like Star Wars. I like what it is. Am I a huge fan? No.
Okay.
Do I enjoy it? Yes. There's things in Star Wars I really enjoy. Movie wise, there's only 3 movies I like. The rest I don't. Like and then I go through these plots, I go through the stories, and I'm going through a lot of the things, and it's just eye opening more. Like something I discussed on the second cast of the Attack of the Clones was I felt like Phantom Menace there was no need for Phantom Menace. There was like no need for that movie because it's such a far gap in between those 2 movies that movie becomes non-essential.
Gotcha.
Because everything you're talking about is explained in this movie. You didn't need that movie whatsoever. The only thing you needed that movie for the fucking pod racing game. Other than that, you didn't need shit. Yeah, sorry.
That's crazy.
So that's the only thing I like. That was a bigger argument and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely check out our Not a Trekkie cast. We're going through all the Star Wars movies. We just finished the prequels. The Revenge of the Sith podcast will go up this week, and then Shell Shock will have an episode next week, which will be for Turtles Forever, which is the animated TV movie that Nickelodeon made that combined all the turtles together. So there's a lot of things to catch up on. So definitely check that out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then we have a business on this cast. We have the verdict of our video game video game movie theatrical movie journey that we've been doing for the past I say 2 months. We've been doing this so far.
For the
And
quarantine.
oh man, that's what we're gonna blame it on, the quarantine. It's all the
Yeah.
quarantine's fault for this shit.
I looked at a list too of the worst superhero movies.
Yeah.
I think we had to look through that too. We have to start at the beginning.
Oh
We're
damn.
gonna have to watch like the original Captain
Oh, that
America.
was so bad.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was the
And
original
Red Skull was
Spider-Man.
Italian.
And the original Spider-Man movie, which is not that bad, but it's still
Oh,
it ain't great.
there's a lot of bad. There's more bad than good. Well,
Yeah.
later on it gets really good, but it's a lot of bad before we get
There's
to
a
that
lot.
good.
Like, dude, I can understand why superhero movies were a joke just by looking at how many bad ones there were.
Yeah.
It's almost like video game movies. It's just like, man, there's a lot of bad ones.
Yeah. So our video game movie this week is Doom.
2005.
Yeah.
Because there are more Doom movies. Beware, but not. What is that other one? It's not live action, right? It's CG.
No,
right?
the CG. They're animated movies, so CGI
Okay,
animated
okay.
movies, but they're not theatrical either. So
No, but it doesn't end here. So
yes, so that'll be the movie we'll be giving a verdict to later on. I guess we go into the news first, and then we'll go into the movie. So you want to start the news with the whole video game?
but
thing?
there's two pieces of news I have. One is good. One is not bad, but one is eye opening.
Yeah.
The first one is pretty much, hey, I hope you like Cuphead. I
Yeah.
didn't know about it existing, and I saw it. It was on Netflix's Twitter. They have posted a video of like the group of animators getting together to draw the series and whatnot, and they're supposed to be painstakingly doing it because that's kind of the series trademark is that animation.
Yeah.
So they want to do it justice. The only negative thing I have to say is messed up when you find out, because I didn't know this. I don't know too much about the game, that they went to paper to draw it.
Yeah.
Like they animated the original Cuphead, the game. The original animation of it was drawn on paper for the specific like purpose of getting the quality of when you do it that way, because it looks different than when you do it digital.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, that's ridiculous.
That's why
And
the
then
game took so long to come out.
did I do it that way?
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, damn, son. On one hand, you want to go, yay, it's a real thing. I'm glad they're doing it. I think it's supposed to be a 2021. No, I think it might be this year actually.
There's no release date.
Yeah, there's no
yet,
date,
so,
but
yeah.
like it's coming. They have it as coming soon. So I'm like, it might actually be this year, maybe. So
Yeah.
I don't know. There's no information on the number of episodes. I don't believe so. But it's just cool to know that it's a thing. But that quality thing was an interesting thing to just know. Like,
Yeah.
wow. Huh.
I'm
Okay.
excited for it. I think it's gonna be
Yes.
fun. I think it has potential to be a funny cartoon, like a slapstick, no nonsense cartoon. So
What is the like age range for that game?
the game
subject-
is I think it's honestly I think it's a rated M for mature, but there's a chance that it's animated violence, so it's rated T for teen.
Okay.
Cuphead. The reason why is because pretty much what they do, they fucking gamble, and they gamble too much, and they land up going
And
to
the
hell.
devil's in there, right? Like it's
They land up going to hell and selling their soul.
so yeah, okay. Is that animation that since I don't own the game? Is that animation in that game
Oh, it's
voiced or is it?
beautiful. It's beautiful.
No, is it voiced?
No.
Okay.
Well, the game is not voiced, but the cartoon is going to be voiced.
No. So that means as of now, there's no voice. There's no official voice for the characters, right? Like
No.
nobody has a thought of how they sound yet,
No.
right? Okay, so that'll be interesting. This will be the first time you know what Cuphead sounds like,
Yeah.
huh? Wow.
Trying to see.
Oh, that's why. And you know what's interesting? When I told you what it reminded me of, it actually is being worked, like people who worked on the Mickey Mouse shorts
Yeah,
series are actually working with it. So that's kind of why it does look somewhat similar to that.
that's
So I'm
cool.
like, all right.
I was looking for the rating.
Oh, oh, for that, yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Nice.
wouldn't be surprised if it was a rated M game. I mean,
I
yeah.
think it's rated T.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, I got an E10 plus.
Wow. So you can gamble, 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 and beat the devil.
Crazy. That is really crazy because one of the bosses you fight is a cigar burning,
Wow. How about that?
and there's
I
alcohol.
mean, maybe that's giving the proper message.
Yeah, I guess so.
Beat up smoking.
You beat up the smoker. Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited for this Cuphead cartoon. I think it's gonna be fun. I love the game. The game is hard as shit, but it's a beautiful game. Like,
Yeah.
if you have not played Cuphead and have access to play it, definitely give it a try. Like, it's such a beautiful game.
Mhm. Was it on the pass?
It's on the Game Pass. You could get it free on the Game Pass. It's on available on Switch right now too.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that's cool. That's really
Hmm.
cool.
Yeah.
Also,
So
Power Racer. It's available on the Switch.
yes.
Oh, dude, what? Why is this a thing? I just brought that when I made the joke. I forgot about it, thought about it, and was like, wait, why is this?
It was actually a
Why
good
is this?
game.
But I'm just like, that's just mad random.
Yeah, it was actually a good game. Like, that
I
was the
played
only
it, yeah.
reason why. The reason for fucking episode 1 was the pod racers, and they made a
I
game out of
rented it
it.
from Blockbuster. Like, it was fun.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering why. Who asked for this?
I don't know.
Is it an anniversary or something? Like, come on.
Well, it was like when you make Star Wars, you need products for Star Wars, so that was one of them. I don't know.
No, no. I mean, why is it coming back now? That's the funny thing. Like,
Because they were bored, and we're like, you know what? We have this. You want to do this?
deal.
Like, yo, we need to release some. Yo, how we release Battlefront 1? No, fuck that game. What else we got?
Oh,
We got the
man.
Pod Racer. Oh, the Pod Racer. Oh, they all love the Pod Racer. Oh, let's do the Pod Racer.
Wow. It's crazy.
I feel like that was the conversation they had.
It is legit too, the N64 classic. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So random though. So random.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rest of the news I had was more concerning than anything, but at least it's being addressed. We, because of the big speak out movement that happened, it started in force last week,
Yeah.
I believe it was, and it was in the wrestling industry, and people were
Yeah.
calling
Oh,
out
yeah.
abusers and whatnot.
If you listen to the Wrestling Babble, we talk about a little bit this today.
Yeah, and then so as on the platform is not just locked to wrestling, people also started speaking out, just different social media platforms also, but in general, people are bringing up things that were actually known, which is kind of weird,
Yeah.
and that makes it even worse because so there's allegations against people that are like very, very prominent in a lot of games that I know I've ended up playing,
Yeah.
and the specific person is Chris Avalon, and he was like a major writer for Fallout New Vegas and Planescape Torment, and I know for a fact I've played Fallout New Vegas, but the thing about that makes it really worrying is that the allegations aren't new.
Yeah.
That's the thing that makes it kind of like, wait, what? So what you're telling me is this dude had all this stuff known about him and has been allowed to like basically continue uninterrupted this entire time.
Yeah.
And then so this movement now, people were recounting their stories and whatnot, and these came back up. And it's just this part, even more so than the wrestling stuff, it kind of just shows, man, shit needs to change in a lot of industries for real. Because this wasn't hidden in the dark. This was talked about for a while. There's a podcast I listen to, Giant Bomb, both shows this week. They brought it up because it heavily impacts them because Jack Gallagher was on Giant Bomb's actual content.
Yeah.
So he was on their show, so they had to address him.
Mm-hmm.
And then this guy as well. And then when they got to the Avalon guy, it was just like when they had him for E3, I think it was 2 years ago or a year ago, like when they go back and read the stuff that's coming out now, they're reading that people were already talking about him back then, meaning he was, like I said, he was on shows and stuff, promoting things, and people was basically saying, yo, this guy's a scumbag.
Yeah.
So again, just wanted to bring out, like, if shit like that is going on, that's definitely a red flag that your industry needs to step up this game, because
Yeah.
people are out there telling you, yo, you need to look into this, and they just ignored it for years.
Yeah.
So I just want to do my part as, hey, we play these games, we give these people money, like, yo, can't be supporting people who are like that, especially when they're just out and about walking casually, just doing the same shit.
Yeah.
Like, out of here with
Like
that.
honestly,
Nah.
you think like they're gonna keep doing it until you actually get fucking caught.
Yeah, just keep doing it.
They ain't stopping on their own. They're gonna keep doing it until they see that they can't do it no more.
So when people come out, it needs to be work put in.
Mm-hmm.
It basically was, it needs to be the overall change to the industries now. It's just, can't just, okay, yeah, we are concerned, yes, and then keep going business as usual.
Yeah.
Just because you're a prominent person in the industry, you can't have special protections like that.
Yeah.
So they a lot, and I see now that the people that he's working with now, because he's connected to this game called Dying Light 2, which a lot of people are looking forward to.
Yeah.
But they had to release a statement, and the company is Techland Games, that they had to release them, and they're going forward looking at how they can change the experience of the game, because he was a part of the narrative team,
Yeah.
the story, which is like, that's crazy.
Yep.
So who knows what's gonna happen now? So again,
Yeah.
and the other one was Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yeah.
The creative director of that game,
So
and
that's
they
gonna
said
be
he's got accusations of extramarital affairs with younger fans. So that's just like abusing power once again.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah, and dude, like, y'all gotta take care of that shit,
man. Like just like
because we giving y'all money.
yeah.
Like, can't have scumbags. Just wrap that shit up. Can't have people
Yeah.
protesting while you sitting there playing the game, acting like nothing's going on. Come on.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy. Also, we had news with like the Simpsons, Family Guy. They all, like, the actors that talked Cleveland, and their Simpsons pretty much saying like all the characters that were black are gonna be voiced by. They're gonna try to recast for black actors to play them instead of what they've been doing for many years.
Yeah, I saw that. There's a few. It started with, I want to get the lady's name because she was in the show. She was a voice actress on the
Mouth.
show Big Mouth.
Yeah, I know.
She played. It's funny. I love the character she played too. Jenny Slate.
Yeah.
And so she has stepped down from her role because she wanted to make the change. She wanted to bring attention to, I guess, non-white, white people playing, black actors, black characters in shows, basically. And while it's a noble effort, like, that's not exactly the step towards equality that people should be doing in that industry, because one of the things that people, well, let's just put it, that voice actors of color have actually said is that that's not the problem, it's inequality.
Yeah.
It's lack of opportunity.
Yeah.
It's not because they all think about what they do for a living. They're playing characters that none of them are.
Yeah.
One of the most famous black voice actors, Phil Lamar, he's famous for playing characters of every creed, color, and what have you. The problem is not who's playing what, it's the equality on the field. It's like, how many jobs are there for African American or any ethnic, I'm talking about visible. I'm not just talking about, oh yeah, he's from somewhere and he just looks like, say Irish. You're not rooting. It's you know what I'm saying. Like if you're Asian, if you're Hispanic, and it's not a equal playing field. Is what the real issue is. It's
Yeah,
like it be everybody should have an opportunity to be in this field. Not, hey man, that white guy's playing a black guy. Nah, that's not the problem.
yeah. Because
So
it's a common thing throughout the. It's not even just that. Because if you, especially for Lamar, one of his most famous characters is a Japanese samurai.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
And it is, and I think I don't know how to like how I feel about. I don't care, and to an extent that is like, yeah, I understand that part, but it was like all this time, dude, this whole year, especially Simpsons. Simpsons been doing this for 30 years.
Yep.
30 years they've been doing this, and everyone was okay. Everyone was fine with it. Now, the fact that the light got shined on them, now it has to be changed. And I was like, you didn't think about this 30 years ago?
Exactly. Exactly.
And it's and I Simpsons works for everyone. They have everyone of everything in the show, but then you also have the price cuts and also other guys, the same actor playing other roles because they don't need to spend so much on a budget and things like that. But that's not an excuse either. But it is what it is. I think it should be a even playing field when people are getting casted
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
and have more considerate roles in that sense. Like, yeah, if I'm gonna get someone, but at least like at least with the characters that are being betrayed, there's nothing like. I don't think they did anything to like really. Like if you see like Dr. Herbert, do you feel like they portrayed him in a certain way, or you feel like they did a good job playing the character?
I'm just gonna say they might need to retire that character because of who he's based on.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna be honest with you. In 2020, he could probably just go retire. Just they don't need to have him no more.
yeah. Like he's that's the wrong
I'm
one to talk
sorry.
about.
I know some people might not feel that way, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
The truth is out there about certain people. You can't. Nah, he doesn't need to be a character no more.
Nah. So.
But I know what you mean. As in,
Yeah.
like, if Bleeding Gums Murphy, would I want him to be a black voice actor? Yes and no. I want what is best for the role.
Yeah.
Like because voice acting is a thing where that's the magic of the whole job.
Yeah.
It's your skill
But it's
to
also like,
portray something. But you gotta also have casting,
yeah.
which means you have to let black actors try to be the character. Also, when you do the casting, you can't just go, "Hey, this white guy sounds soulful,"
Yeah.
and then not ask anybody else to try out for the role.
Yeah. And
Like,
I think that's where it goes. Like it should be a even playing field when it comes to roles and period. Like not even just like black and white roles. It's just roles in general. Like just characters in general. Like if it like someone came to play a dog, it should have an equal amount of people going for that role.
Exactly.
Simple as that.
But the other thing is look, if they're gonna make this the change, then it has to be across the board. Everybody's got to do it then.
Yeah.
Because we can't have people. Oh well, there's a Korean guy playing a Japanese guy, and there's a Chinese guy playing a white man. If y'all look, we're gonna have to cut this bullshit out where we just let some people get in trouble and some people don't.
Yeah.
This is gonna be like 10 years later. Oh, this show's in trouble now. Like, all right, can this be the moment that we make the changes necessary to please what we're all comfortable with? If we don't want any more people not playing who you're not, and we want black people to play black people in cartoons, and Asian people to play Asian people in cartoons, can we make it the law now?
Yeah.
Can we just so this shit doesn't happen again? That's kind of the thing I'm tired of.
Yeah.
Because this is again, I understand the reason people are upset about the lack of opportunity, but this is not the problem of why people are protesting about shit nowadays.
This is nothing close to what it is.
This ain't it.
It is more that people don't want to be pulled over and not die.
Yeah, exactly. They don't want to be scared of people that are paid to protect them. Basically, that's what. Come on now.
That's what it is about.
So, I don't know what to say about this cartoon thing. It's just that please be consistent.
Yeah.
That's my give people opportunities, but if you're gonna change the rules, I don't want to see 2 years later the same shit about somebody. Like I just went on a rant. Come on, stop. So
Yeah, like it's especially like the shit is with Simpsons. It's like, damn, dude, like your character's been going on for
mhm,
so long. like,
mhm.
like yo, when like now you're gonna fully change the voice actor. I'm just like, yo, that shit sounds so off because it's been so long. It's like, say for instance, they take the person that talked Bart Simpson out. Like,
Mhm.
what if what? Why people complain? Like, all right, it's a female that talks Bart Simpson.
I know.
Why can't it be a male talk
That's
Bart
that.
Simpson?
It, you see the point I'm making. You
Yeah.
see yeah, it's a specific thing for a specific character, and it's just like, I don't know, man.
Why isn't it a kid?
Why isn't it? Yeah. What about child labor laws? Can we make a child do a
Yeah,
voice?
he's been 12 years old for 30 years.
Exactly. Get a new one every year.
He's going puberty. You can take him out. Next
Take
one.
him out. They should have replaced Haley Joel Osment years ago. So it just keeps getting
Anyway,
older.
yeah. There was like the next couple of weeks, seeing that San Diego Comic Con is kind of canceled. It is canceled. A lot of toys makers are releasing their future products on webs episodes and things like that. And that's going to be the kind of the thing now till the end of this year. It's like E3 is doing the same thing with their games, and they're showing things. They showed Avengers. I was not crazy about it.
It looked better than the first few trailers though. I see what kind of gameplay they're going for now, and
Yeah,
I might buy it if it plays good.
yeah. Like I was watching the Thor gameplay, and I was just like,
Because it looks like Ultimate Alliance now.
yeah,
It looks like the old Ultimate Alliance. I'm like, all right, you got me with the game with the game style. If it's
yeah,
gonna be Ultimate Alliance type of gameplay, I might mess with it because I like those games.
yeah,
But if it's too heavy on the monetizations, because I don't know how it look like. They showing the customization up front. I'm like, all right, they probably gonna have some DLC packs and stuff for you to buy.
yeah,
If that's the case, I'm not interested.
yeah. I agree.
And the characters still look, ugh. The Hulk
Cyberpunk.
looks mad ugly with
Yeah,
other hair. If it's not, when they showed in that trailer, when they kept customizing the Hulk into different things, the only one that looked cool was the default one
yeah,
because he had the old ugly face.
yeah,
All the other trying to look handsome looking Hulks just look creepy. Like,
yeah.
ugh. What's he got?
I
Emo
saw
hair.
the Cyberpunk gameplay.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
That game looks fucking beautiful.
I hope it's fun because it looks like it has some RPG stuff to it that like I hope it's at least closer to Fallout than it is like
It's gonna be very
Witcher.
Witcher like.
That's too complicated for me. I'm gonna have to watch somebody play it then.
Yeah, I might have to. I'm waiting to see what it is, but I could see like a very because it is this CD Projekt Red. They did Witcher. I could see it being a more simplified version of what Witcher was, like being more like straightforward with it because it's more of a first. I don't like the fact that it's a first person. I don't know
The only
why. I just don't
the
like
only
the
thing
first
that
person.
makes me think that it's gonna be complicated because I saw the articles that came out after the gameplay showed and people so I had watched Giant Bomb look through it and they said to some degree it does look a little Grand Theft Auto 5-ish.
Yeah.
And then you start to see the company come out, like they said, you're gonna be in for a disappointment if you play the game like GTA 5. And I
Yeah.
was like, damn, son. And when they said that, that means there's gonna be something more to the game. I'm like, that's probably gonna mean systems. And like I appreciate The Witcher from afar,
Yeah.
but I can't play that game. That game is granular.
All right, so we talked about this. I dug in deep into The Witcher 3, like deep, and I really loved the game, like for what it was and how it was built. And I see it being similar to in a way that it is open world that you can discover things, but there is a narrative, and that's what they really want you to focus on. And
Hmm.
that's kind of like The Witcher. Witcher, you could do so many things outside of it, but there is a narrative that you're gonna have to go through eventually.
I'm just worried about how it plays. That's my problem.
My thing, my big gripe, and I think this is my only like little issue with it. I don't like it being first person. If I have to create a character and I'm gonna spend many hours creating a fucking character, I want to see my character.
I think you can watch your character have sex.
Yeah, but most of the game is in first person view.
Shit, they showed a lot of stuff where it's like your dude. So I guess the storyline is gonna have your character,
Okay.
but like this they a lot of moments in the game they have stuff where you just blatantly see your dude doing or do that doing stuff. I don't know if the narrative is a guy. See, that's the thing I don't know.
Yeah,
I
he
know
is
that people
whoever you
who
want it to
reject.
be.
So you can't be a girl, right?
You could be anything you want to be.
Okay, so whatever you change yourself to be, you'll see that person. You'll see the person on the screen or whatever.
Yeah.
So they'll have lots of story driven things. It's just that I don't. It's like Fallout.
Yeah.
I I like the game, but there's only certain versions of it that I like because it plays a certain way.
Yeah.
Like after like The Witcher is an RPG at heart, and like I can't play RPGs anymore because this it's a degree of having to get into that I don't think I have anymore. I think I lost like I because I was playing like the Tales games. And I'm like, I know why I can play these because these have lengthy cutscenes,
Yeah.
but the gameplay is actually action RPG,
Yeah.
so it's different from that. So if if Cyberpunk is less action oriented and more RPGs with what counts during the shooting, like it has to feel a certain way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a way, like even Borderlands is an RPG game, but
Yeah.
it feels a certain way.
Okay.
And so that's my. I hope there's a. Yeah. Do you think there's gonna be a beta for that? Like to
Um,
play?
there's a chance because Witcher 3 had a beta.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. True. So like I'm waiting for that to make my final decision on if I want to play it or not.
Yeah. I'm very like I like CD Project Red. I fucking Witcher was my thing for like a whole year, like half a year. But I was excited for this game. This was the game I was like really looking at. So I'm still very interested in what they're gonna do. It's just more about like seeing it more, I guess, and seeing how it's gonna run on the PS5 and the Xbox
I do
Series
like
X.
the free carryover.
That should
That's
be.
cool.
I think that should
That's
be a
cool.
standard right
And
now.
Avengers is gonna do the same thing, so that's cool.
Yeah, I feel like that should be a standard. It should not be something they have to say. Like I think it should be the standard of it.
Hmm.
But it is what it is. Before we get too long, let's get into our verdict.
Of Doom 2005,
Doom.
directed by and Andzev Barchikawak. I'm not familiar with this director, but I got a bone to pick with a few scenes in this movie right off the bat.
Okay.
Because the beginning it starts out with the scientists running from the monster.
Yeah.
We don't know what the monster is. And they got the doom door sound effects and the people screaming, and like is pretty much giving you a foundation for what's going on, like something obviously happened in this lab or whatever.
Yeah.
And they have the scientist named Dr. Carmack, which is a nod to one of the, I think he's um is the people who made Doom, right?
Yeah.
And I know it's the guy John Carmack,
Yeah.
like, so it's a nod to that guy. um but like it was that beginning sequence was some of the cheesiest shit I have ever seen. That dude's acting when he got in the room. Oh god, this guy, yeah. And it's just like, oh, this is. I felt like I was in for another Mortal Kombat Annihilation levels of
Yeah.
bad. That's what I felt like. I'm glad I wasn't like from then on. Once The Rock came on this, what let's say show The Rock and all the other well versed actors in the movie,
Yeah.
It was a better experience, but oh boy, it starts out cheesy as hell.
So this movie came out October 17th, 2005. It's about an hour and 20 minutes long. No, hour. No, it's more than an hour 20.
So
It's
it's
almost
about
about 2
45.
hours long.
Yeah, it's 145.
Yeah.
They have
Uh,
it on IMDb, all the stuff for it. So it's hour 45, October, like you said. So go ahead, go ahead.
and we got our first, the People's Champ, The Rock, in a video game movie. This is his first appearance on our list. He has a second appearance down the road.
Good, good.
He's in
He wasn't bad in the
Rampage.
movie. He wasn't bad.
Yeah.
He was not. He was not one of the things that I did not like in this movie.
Yeah, I thought he was a fun character. It's just weird seeing him so small.
This is also I think the first time The Rock was cursy in a movie.
Yeah. No.
Movie's rated R.
Nah. No. Wait. Yeah.
Because what he wasn't in many movies before this. Wasn't like Scorpion King. Like Scorpion King was like the first one, right? And then what was there?
Yeah. He didn't really curse in movies. Yeah. You think about it. Like, he had Walking Tall. He had Rundown. He had that. He had Be Cool, maybe. No, his character didn't really curse though.
Yeah,
So yeah, it was the first time he actually cursed in the movie.
like he was cursing up a storm.
Good. All the foul language.
Oh man, like
Yeah.
but no, he was one of the better characters in the movie.
Yeah. You had Carl Urban, which is technically the star of the movie, but The Rock's name is like the headline because he's The Rock, and no
Yes,
one
sir.
knows Carl Urban. So
Is
he was
he
in a
actually Keith Urban's brother?
I don't think he
The
is.
guitar
Who knows? Let's see.
singer, country singer, I think it is.
Nah, he's New Zealand.
Oh, so they're not related. That's pretty funny.
He's in The Boys. If you actually watch The Boys,
That's on
Prime.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I haven't seen that yet. Good stuff.
Oh, really good.
Okay.
It's like a crazy ass evil Justice League.
All right. Okay.
Definitely watch it. It's really good. Yeah. So we had Carl Urban, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Those are like the main characters that are well, the two important characters, I guess. The Doctor, I guess, she's important. Amy.
Yeah. So let's see. I think the main people, because there's the squad, and then like the guy Pinky. Yeah, basically everybody who has a name is here. So this Carl Urban is Doom Guy.
Yeah.
Rosamund Pike is Samantha Grimm, which is Doom Guy's sister. She's a doctor.
Yeah.
See, there's the Diobia Opere as Destroyer, which he kind of reminded me of. Remember the big black guy with the chain gun in Predator
Yeah.
that was shaven?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he reminds me of him in this
His
movie.
big ass Gatling gun.
Yep. Ben Daniels as Goat, again squad member. Razak Adadi as Duke again. He is familiar. I'm not 100% sure when I was watching it, because he looked like the cop from Resident Evil. and I looked, and it was him.
He's in Resident
So
Evil
he-
Apocalypse.
So this is his second movie. Now, see, watching these video game movies, we start to get a crossover. I know we get a crossover from fucking Uwe Boll's movies
Oh god.
because he uses the same actors and actresses over and over again.
Yeah.
But now we're starting to see other actors pop in from.
Yeah, he was in Resident Evil Apocalypse, the one.
So
we
he
watched
was the black cop, the made up character for that movie.
Yeah.
And here he is as Duke in this movie.
Yep.
More actually, another. He's kind of like the same role, like a buddy. He's like a buddy, buddy black cop with a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Like that it eventually meets his untimely end, but he makes it through most of the movie.
Yeah.
Like there's a few scares, which I kind of appreciate, but hey, listen, the movie's about Doom Guy. So,
Yeah.
Richard Brake, which was Portman, which is he was one of my favorite characters, just a creepy bastard.
Yeah.
I think the guy Al Weaver was the kid.
Yeah.
He was another character that, like, see again, most of the people who comprised the squad, they were actually good actors.
Yeah.
Like they kept me engaged in the movie. The guy Dexter Fletcher who played Pinky, which his character's name is a nod to one of the monsters, and he technically turns into the thing from the game.
Yeah.
Technically, because he's got like his wheelchair
Yeah.
is as the leg, so he's not fully the Pinky. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of a in universe joke.
Yes.
Um, and Brian Steele as the character Hell Knight, and he's a kind of a major. Yeah, he's one of the members of the team as well.
Yeah.
Um, so like everybody, the thing about this movie, yes, The Rock is a star. Yes, Carl Urban is like the main character, but it's kind of, I know it's not technically the definition of an ensemble cast because we don't know who any of these people are,
Yeah.
but the entire group that comprises the main squad and the doctor, because if you think about it, and Pinky, like they're the only characters that really survive the entire movie. Everybody else is just a survivor that gets ushered onto the ark,
Yeah.
and they don't really have a role. And then the other people just die.
Yeah.
You're in one scene, die. So, and also because of the nature of the team, like you were saying to me before the cast, it gives you that alien vibe.
Yeah.
And then top that off with the fact that there are some scenes in the movie when they're in the sewers and it's lit with the blue and black, and it just basically looks like, I think that was aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that there was a part where they were all in the dark creeping through a tunnel or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
It had a big like alien vibe in this movie.
mhm.
It was
So
more like honestly, if you would have started watching this movie without knowing the title, you would have never guessed it was a Doom movie.
no, definitely not.
From what I think of Doom, this had nothing of it.
This had like this movie was basically, it was a different movie with Doom inside jokes in it, is
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah.
Like
That's a
there
good way
was
to,
winks
that's a
and
good way to
nods
put it.
throughout the entire movie, but it wasn't really a Doom movie until the absolute end. Well, no, until they get to the demon, until
Yeah.
demon show his face,
Yeah.
um, quote unquote demon. Like then because they have the first one, the first mutant that they kill, because basically they're not really demons, they're mutations. They were down there. They're actually RMRs. They were supposed to be doing an archaeological dig. That's what the sister comes in because she's a archaeologist. But evil corporation is going to do what it do, and they were secretly experimenting on the like primal human or something that they found there,
Yeah.
like some bones that they, and that's an interesting thing was that when they were describing the fact that the climate couldn't have life, I think they said they found her. They call her, what do they call her, Susie?
Yeah.
And like they found her there, and they have the big skeleton, and it's huddled and protecting the little baby skeleton, and I'm just like, that just looks like T2 Judgment Day
Yeah.
with the explosion scene. But so it's a weird thing where they give you the explanation that I guess there are subterranean people
Yeah.
because the surface can't have life, and they found them, and she had an extra chromosome, which made her superhuman,
Yeah.
which is one of the explanations for what you get for Doom Guy, which is Carl Urban's character, but also the explanation for the main creatures was the experimentation actually created the monsters down there because it bonded with certain parts of your personality. And she said if you have, I guess it was like a trait for uh what was it, psychosis or something like that,
Yeah.
being a psychopath, then you would turn into one of those things.
Yeah.
So I guess it was like a few different variations. There was the really big ones, which I guess only certain people would turn into, which was like the main antagonist, which I guess you could equate to the imps from the game, even though
Yeah.
they didn't throw fireballs.
Yeah. They shot their tongues out, people.
Yeah, they cut the tongue at you to turn you into. See, but then you would either turn into, if you had the trait, you would turn into one of the big ones.
Yeah.
But if you didn't, you would become like a berserk human.
Yeah.
And then slowly turn into, I guess, the smaller, deformed imp or whatever. You wouldn't be the really big one with the claws and stuff. But then we find out that there was a what Carl Urban's character discovers, because his sister was there to, like, they were doing research, but she was taking like these little squares she had that had data on it,
Yeah.
and they were watching the videos. So they basically were sent down there to procure everything that was down there, including those data disks. So they wanted that research is what I'm saying. So the Rock's crew, which he's a Sarge, and I guess the other guys, they have the code names, and I know Carl Urban's character was Reaper. They all had, one was a kid. They all had different names. One was Destroyer.
Yeah.
But what they were down there for, the team didn't even know what they were down there for. They thought they were down there to kill something, and they quickly find out that they're not gonna make it back, and it turns into a suicide mission. But then it's not. But then actually, the Rock was not planning on dying down there.
Yeah.
That's what you find out.
Yeah.
So it has a lot of twists and turns, and I story wise, it made a lot of sense. It was a good deviation, I felt, on the Doom story.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't, they found a portal to hell.
Yeah. like I understand the Doom storyline is not really like a marquee storyline. It's just like, they have a portal to hell. You gotta destroy it and get the fuck out, kind of thing. Or there's a laboratory in Mars that you have to destroy and get the fuck out. It's pretty much a very straightforward story. You're this guy, you're going in there, you're destroying shit, you're getting out. So at least they tried to make a narrative of it. It was interesting. It was entertaining, nonetheless. Like, I thought it was a right movie. Again, I would not want to pay for this in theater form, but like, if as a sci-fi movie, I would have watched it and been perfectly fine with it.
I think that's how I first saw it, was on Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
So it was like the perfect sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
And then that's basically what I give it, but I think it was better than the first Resident Evil movie.
Okay.
I don't really like that movie that much.
Okay.
But
I respect that.
But not better than the second one, and in terms of just ridiculousness.
Yeah.
That movie's dumb,
Yeah.
in a good way.
Yeah.
I like the second Resident Evil.
The Rock has 40 movies.
How many of them are video game movies? Because I know he was supposed to be in Spy Hunter that never came out, but I think they filmed a lot of it.
2.
That's it?
Yeah,
Damn.
Rampage and Doom.
Oh. You would think
And
he'd have been
Spy
in a lot
Hunter
more
was
than
supposed to be 1. Yeah.
that. You would think he'd have been in a lot more than that.
Yeah. Spy Hunter would be 1.
Missed opportunity. How about that?
Yeah. I like it. Was not bad. It was not good. It was like, I'll say I think it's better than I actually enjoyed it better more than Resident Evil 1. I think I agree with you with that. Not as good as Resident Evil 2. I did like Resident Evil 2 a lot more. It's in the 7th spot.
That's cool. If I had to equate this movie to something, it's basically, and I can't say low budget, because that movie is probably low budget too.
Yeah.
But it's in the vein of like Predator.
Yeah.
It's a mix of Predator with the team fighting the unseen enemy, slowly being slaughtered one by one.
Yeah.
But then it also has the wrinkle of, well, then you kind of find out that one of the characters you thought was going to be the main character isn't the main character.
Yeah.
Because he's crazy and he's going to kill everybody.
Yep.
Because he's not going to die there.
Yeah.
And then so you have that twist, and like I liked it, because I remember for the longest time I didn't remember why The Rock was bad.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh well, I mean, listen, Yeah, fucking kill everybody on the space station. You won't let that shit get off? Like, I didn't think he would. Listen. For the betterment of mankind, The Rock he had every right to do what he was going to do.
I
I
agree
know
with
it's
him too.
terrible.
Yeah.
I know it's terrible. You don't want to just murder a whole space station, but if you do, you really want to let hell monsters come back to the rest of the stations? Come on,
He had a
like you
reason.
can't do that.
Yeah. He didn't have to
But
become a demon and shit though.
yeah, but he also, you see,
That was hilarious though.
spoilers, he gets bit at the end and he turns into the monster Rock. He slowly starts to morph into the Rock he is now.
Yes.
So he starts to grow tattoos and get like 30 more pounds of mass
Yeah.
on each arm.
Yo, it's really weird seeing Rock this early in movies. Like he looks so different now. Like he's just a muscle bound now. And
It's a different dude.
he
Yeah.
was like so thin, and he had hair.
Well, he doesn't have it. He has a SARS cut. He has a SARS cut. It's a buzz.
Yeah, but
But he didn't
I
have that. He
liked his
didn't have that quote unquote hair he had in the Scorpion King. Let's
yeah
not talk about that.
yeah, or Hercules.
Oh, I forgot about that. We're never gonna let him live that down. I gotta
Oh
watch that
man,
movie so I can see if it's good or bad.
I don't know. I've never watched it. It looked terrible.
It
I don't
looked
know.
like a TV movie.
But yeah, I liked The Rock in this movie. I thought he was actually pretty good. I understood his character. I understand what he was trying to do. Like I agree with him.
Yeah, The Rock did nothing wrong. I also
Um,
like the misdirection at the end where they make it seem like he was killing the people, but they were
yeah,
actually already dead.
yeah,
Like he didn't get to the part where they were actually shooting the people who were still alive yet.
yeah,
Like that's when they caught up with him. So and even more, he did nothing wrong.
yeah.
Just saying.
I was the first person thing. Me and you have like a little disagreement with it, but that was like one of the big key
Yeah.
moments in this movie, is when Urban's character went all full Doom mode and first person view mode. I
Yeah.
think at the honestly, you really think about it, it was like 2005. I think they could have did better with the graphics of what they did.
I think the creatures were good because they were practical.
Yeah,
You could see the creatures were practical effects. They
yeah,
had much better suits than anything that we've seen so far.
yeah,
Nemesis looks like a joke compared to the Doom monsters in this movie.
yeah. So I actually
Um,
dug the scene. I dug the scene.
like the scene with the Pinky in the wheelchair, like that looked cool. Like
Yeah,
the actual monster itself, it looked cool. Like
yeah,
I knew what they were going for. The big one at the end, like when he had the boss fight, like I knew exactly, everything looked cool, but my problem was it was just so long and
yeah,
drawn out, and it
yeah,
just got. I like the cheese, but damn it, if the reason I didn't like it was because it broke up the movie for me.
yeah.
Like
I
I
agree.
liked the movie the way it was,
Yeah,
and so like that scene to me, like if they had just done the showdown between the Doom guy, because basically they give you the lead up to what would make him superhuman,
yeah,
and then so we get this, you get him getting a fatal wound, and then becoming the Doom guy because he gets injected with the 24th chromosome, which makes him into a superhuman.
yeah,
Because he doesn't have the psychotic marker or whatever, he's not gonna go crazy and turn to the giant monster.
yeah.
Um, so we,
Conveniently.
yeah, yeah, this is true. This is true. This is true. But
Um,
but see, they foreshadowed it.
yeah,
And there's one thing I didn't realize about this movie. They foreshadowed two things. They foreshadowed The Rock being evil early in the movie.
yeah,
There's a scene where he says, where Carl Urban's character says, sometimes you have to face your demons. And then they immediately go to The Rock's face. And if the light, that's when the red light comes on and it
yeah.
flashes red on him. And it's just like, son, I didn't notice that before. And then there's another part with the BFG when I told you The Rock didn't even know what the hell that was.
Yeah.
And he just started looking at the computer screen. It was like he fell in love with the picture of the gun.
Mm-hmm.
And then so they foreshadowed the BFG with him like looking at it like, what is
Yeah,
that?
I still was really disappointed at the use of the BFG. You
Yeah,
shot a
I get it.
wall.
Yeah, I get it. He could, from what it does in the game, it did nothing. But
It did nothing but make a hole in the wall.
It melted a few. It melted like one dude. That was it.
It
And
was very
then
disappointing.
he shot the wall, and then he melted another wall. I was just like, it was wild.
Yeah, I was disappointed with that. And like I understood like the arsenal they had like all machine guns. They all were terrible shots.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You're right. You're right.
They were
They
like
had
stormtrooper.
stormtrooper names. Yep.
Exactly. Where you gonna give this movie 1 out of 5?
I get a 3.5.
3.5. I'll agree with the same score. I there was things I enjoyed about it. I agree with you that I felt like maybe 20 minutes could have been shaved off of it.
Yeah, I just think you could have tightened up that first person scene, and a better acted for opening intro would have been better, because that was beyond cheesy and
Yes.
bad act.
Other than that, it was a decent movie. Like I'm not mad, but then again, we also came off of Alone in the Dark, so
True.
anything would be better than that movie.
But there's a lot of moments in this movie I like. I like when
Yeah.
Destroyer is fighting the Doom monster in the cage.
Yeah,
Like,
that was
that
actually
shit was
pretty cool.
dope. Like, what? That he's like, I am not going to die.
Yeah,
Because he was an African character.
damn right.
He had the serious look on his face. He's like, you are not taking me down today.
Yeah,
Hell no.
yeah, I liked it.
He
It
went
was
down with a
good.
fight.
It was a fun movie. I enjoyed
And the part with the dude in the bathroom,
it.
the creepy dude in the bathroom.
Yeah,
Oh man, like he got ragdolled in the stall. Like there was just moments. Like, it was a good mix of being a thriller, because and being an action movie. Like,
yeah,
it threaded the line. It had the monster, it had the predator, the alien, the thing, the unseen element killing people, and then it also had the cool action scenes. The I like the fight scene at the end. It was actually
yeah,
pretty decent. Like, it wasn't, you knew Rock was there to fight,
yeah,
and he learned how to do an action scene, because it wasn't that, oh my god, we got to spin on camera around you because you can't really fight
yeah,
and all that stuff. It wasn't just, oh, I'm gonna do 3 wrestling moves.
yeah.
It was more than that. So it was actually really good. So to that, I would give it his credit.
Okay. So, next week we get visited by Bowl again. We got Blood Rain.
All right. I'm not mad. I just hope this movie isn't boring. I remember being bored in the
remember it being
theater.
boring.
I remember being bored in the theater. Like, I remember I got to see it for free. I went with Julio, and they wanted to see it, and I was like, I'll tag along.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, like, I think we left halfway through.
Yeah.
It was just bad boring.
Yeah. So Blood Rain will be our next movie for the next cast for our theatrical video game movie verdicts. After that will be Silent Hill, and then Dead or Alive.
Okay.
So
That's not bad.
that's
I like
not
Silent.
Yeah, Silent Hill. I actually like that movie. So, so that'll be the next couple casts we do. So Blood Rain will be next week. This was Doom. We enjoyed it for what it was. It is what it
Yeah.
is. We got 2 of the worst ones out the way at least,
Yeah, I could agree with that.
but we still got
Definitely House of the Dead for me.
So, I'll give our rankings before we go. So we have pretty much our rankings are almost very similar. I think the only ones that change is the last 3. So number 1 is Mortal Kombat. Number 2 is Super Mario. Number 3 is Double Dragon. Number 4 is Street Fighter. Number 5 is Tomb Raider. Number 6 is Resident Evil 2. Number 7 is Doom. Number 8 is Resident Evil. Number 9 is Tomb Raider 2. Number 10 is Ring Commander. Number 11 is MK2 for me and House of the Dead for you. Number 12 is House of the Dead for me, Alone in the Dark for you. And 13 is Alone in the Dark for me and MK2 for you.
Yeah. That movie, I have a grudge with that. I don't think anything's gonna get lower than that movie.
Yeah. But Bo is not going
He's trying,
anywhere.
though. He's trying.
We got 3 more. Well, this will be 3 movies. After Blood Rain, will be 2 more movies of his.
Okay.
So, yeah. I guess we'll wrap it up.
Yes, sir. Thank you for listening to another episode of the It Gets Better I Swear podcast. Make sure you follow us anywhere and everywhere. That's Red Cyclone Inc. on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, YouTube, and SoundCloud, where you can hear the Wrestling Babble podcast as well. And check out the WordPress and the Facebook group, also Red Cyclone Inc.
Yep,
Where
yep.
you at, Mark?
Follow me on all social medias. We are on Twitter, Tumblr, YouTube, Twitch TV, Instagram, SoundCloud, and all Mark with the Mic. Follow our Facebook pages, the Wrestling Coming page and the Wrestling Bible page. Check out all our other podcasts. We have the Morphin Cast, that Get Not a Trekkie, the Gamers of Rage podcast, Oz Shell Shock. Check them all out. We all do a lot of content, so enjoy it. We did have a little conversation earlier today, so basically get a little preview of what we do. And that's about it. Always remember, follow the Jinkies.
Because he got them sandwiches. 6 feet.
6 feet away. Get
Cover
get
your
one
face.
of those water noodles.
Cover your sandwich, too.
Yes.
Put a mask on the sandwich.
Yes, yes.